Hello, ladies and gents. Haven't gone live in like months. How are you doing, bro? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Wasim. See, you are also an Amazon advertising service provider. Hello. Wow, hello, Lorenzo. Greetings from Italy. Greetings from Panama. Greetings from Dubai. Wow, magical. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm kind of just here to help answer anything. What's the hardest part about hiring people? Figuring out who they really are. Vetting is just very hard. I mean, hiring people in general is kind of one, understanding the culture that you want for your agency and what that actually translates to in traits and qualities that you're looking for. And then how you actually vet to make sure someone has those traits. That's really hard. What is your question, Vaibhav Singh? I read it, but I didn't fully understand your question. We have had to build out training, of course, definitely, but not as much as what most people would probably imagine. A lot of the people we've hired have been people that are already, for the most part, they already have experience in their field of Amazon advertising, so we haven't needed a whole lot of training. Yeah. Hello, friends that are joining in. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from today. I am in Panama. It is a rainy day here. Wasim. The best technique for finding the best potential leads. Yeah, I mean, we source brands that look great on Amazon, kind of like any agency, like you define your ideal client profile and then you go ahead and figure out what's the fastest, most efficient way to find that person. And then you spend a lot of man hours searching for them and adding them to a database every single time. Actually, I sent connection requests to solar company's CEO. They accept but didn't chat with me. Is your question like, how do I get them to chat with me? I'm assuming. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why someone may not actually respond to you, but more social proof. So just continuing to post high quality content, more authority, continuing to post more high quality content. This can help a lot. When it comes to client retention, I currently sell 1 month with a 30-day guarantee. People are getting great results. They typically stay after 1 month, but how do I keep them to use the service? Lorenzo. Meaning, how can I avoid the risk of having a high churn rate? Well, you just said it, Lorenzo. You provide a great service and you build as deep of a relationship as you possibly can with the client. If you want to get more advanced, you're probably not there yet. But if you're doing, 7 figures and you're wondering, well, how can I increase my retention rate? If you're already providing a great service and you're doing your best to build a deep relationship, sometimes to increase the retention rate, what you need to do is offer more services to increase the level of stickiness so that the clients are more dependent upon you to run their business or their life or whatever it is that you're helping them with. Is using Facebook lead gen for kitchen, bathroom remodeling businesses and then email market to them using these leads a good idea? It's funny. Everybody thinks like, I don't know, like you'd have to test, you know? So I would, and is doing 100 personalized cold emails a good idea? Yeah. I mean, well, cold outreach is a necessary part of scaling an agency unless you want to do inbound marketing, but you have to test. Nobody ever knows what a good idea is unless you test it and go to the market. For UGC agency, do we directly contact and manage TikTokers in behalf of the brand and pay the influencer, or does the brand pay us a upfront fee and we pay the creator? Good question. Depends on the model of the agency that you're running. You could do both. Just depends on the type of business model you want to build. Are you using any LinkedIn automation for that business development or just posting content on there? We do use a LinkedIn software called Meet Alfred. It's by far one of the best ones that I've used. I've tested a lot. Tested a lot of different automation softwares for LinkedIn. I'm doing all these things, but they didn't chat. Yeah, I mean, it could be that you're simply not. There's just like typically if they're not willing to respond to you, there's just a lack of resonance, right? It's service market fit. You're offering a service to a specific market, and there's an element between you and the customer that's not allowing that level of resonance to occur. So there could be a lot of different things that are causing that. Good cold call number to hit a day. I've never really done much cold calling, but I can tell you that if you're trying to do outreach and you're making, good custom outreaches that aren't just bland automated. I mean, you can automate a lot, but like it's hard to make a really good custom outreach message automated. So, 10, 20, 30 a day if you're really highly customized is good. If you're, and the scale widens and increases depending on the level of customization. Love to hear if you've done any major updates to the Trojan horse strategy and have heard of Charlie Morgan's approach using .mp3 files of the Loom script and VAs recording the actual video. I've never heard of that person, and there has been a lot that's changed to THM. So yeah, Trojan horse marketing's, I made that video a couple years ago and it's definitely changed. I spend hours to find Amazon sellers, brands, contacts, email, and I send them my suggestions, the case studies I build in Path. Is YouTube better in finding leads? Look, I think every market is different. Some markets are better if you do inbound. So other markets are better if you do outbound. Like it depends on the market. I think because I know the Amazon market quite well, I would say that you could do either or right now. I don't think the market is saturated enough to where you can just do one. I don't think that's the case. We do a lot of inbound though. So, and I recommend people do a hybrid approach to marketing for client acquisition, inbound and outbound. Hybrid approach, friends. Thank you, Taylor. One more question. All my clients pay with a bank transfer. What do you think is the best way to make them pay on time per month? It's a nightmare sometimes. Yeah, bank transfers. Holy shit. No wonder it's a nightmare. Swipe a credit card, dude. Get their credit card, put it on auto billing. If you are charging on performance, like a hybrid flat fee plus performance model, get their credit card on file and get the rights to bill that credit card. Like when we onboard the client, Lorenzo, we send them a document that they sign, and part of that document, one of the documents that they sign, actually, this is a separate document from the partnership agreement, is their credit card information and the ability for us to charge the credit card when the time comes for whatever is due. It is a nightmare. I mean, bank transfers are, yeah. If you're in Italy and you're having problems with like merchant accounts, dude, like this is where you got to kind of decide if it's worth it for you to go down the rabbit hole of corporate structure and seeing if you can set up an LLC in like Wyoming or Delaware somewhere, and then get access to a merchant account through Stripe and bank account in America and all that. So part of the process is, dealing with the country that you're in and working around it. You may have to deal with the bank transfer stuff, and unless there's a better solution. I will say you could use Payoneer. We use Payoneer. You can build credit cards on Payoneer. When do you plan agency birth? If you know of course. Today I worked on agency birth. I finished one module for agency birth today. And I haven't given a date on when it's going to launch. I've just been saying soon because I'm going to make it a damn good mini course. So, a lot of people are like, just fucking record it and make it on like, Loom videos and I'm like, nah, I'm going to make this thing really good. So yeah, it's taking time. And I'm also really busy with the agency and then also agency Enlightened. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but agency birth, I'm really excited for. Cool, dude. Congrats on 20K. Really cool that you've been able to scale to that level. 20K is an exciting level. I remember that was a really exciting time. So I'm stoked for you, man. For UGC, Ecom seems to be the best fit niche. What else do you think might work for UGC? Yeah, Ecom's probably one of the best. I don't know. You'd have to test. Brainstorm a list of businesses that could potentially benefit from UGC and test. But Ecom certainly is the obvious winner for what's going to work for UGC and what has been working. How many emails should you try to hit a day? Yeah, I would send at least like 20. If all you're doing is outreach because you have no clients, spend 12 hours a day sending outreach. Yeah. What's your take on the e-commerce niche? I heard a lot of people, even successful agency owners, trying to leave it, calling it overcrowded. Yeah, saturation. If you're like a novice entrepreneur or a beginner entrepreneur, I don't recommend you go into a saturated market. Not many people know how to deal with it. I don't even know how to deal with a saturated market. Bootstrap, like going into that type of market that's saturated and bootstrapping it. I can think of ways to approach it now, but hell of a lot harder than just going into a blue ocean. If you're like an expert entrepreneur, like if I was to just get rid of my businesses and then spend 6 months going into a really saturated market like Ecom, in my opinion, the more saturated the market is, the more you have to do inbound marketing instead of outbound. Unless you can figure out a way to position your outbound marketing that makes you unique relative to everybody else. But that would differentiate you and put you in a blue ocean. So, there's ways in which you can market to a red ocean but appear to be kind of blue. I don't know how to really explain it, but you can imagine. Yeah, it's a complicated topic, but this is the nightmare of everybody in SMMA, is finding a blue ocean. If we could build a software that could identify blue ocean markets, oh man, it would be way easier to be successful in starting an agency. Yeah. Our house remodeling blue ocean. Don't really understand your question. Does anybody else have any questions? Any other questions from friends here on YouTube? Haroldino, I don't really understand if you're asking me a question or what you're trying to say. Well, yeah, so like if you think you have a blue ocean offer, essentially what that would mean is it's just something that you're offering that nobody else offers. In a saturated market, no, because like all that matters is you have service market fit, right? This is all that matters. So you have two variables, two puzzle pieces, and you want these two puzzle pieces to fit together. And so you can look at a saturated market and say, well, there's 1 million people offering Facebook ads for ecom brands. It's a very saturated market. It's a winning service market fit. It's just damn saturated. So you got to think like, well, I can change one of the variables. Instead of Facebook ads, let me offer something else. Right? Or, you know what? I want to do Facebook ads, but I want to offer it to someone else. And you just keep changing those two variables, one of the two variables, and testing the market and changing the variable and testing the market until you have service market fit. And you'll have that once people are like, wow, this sounds like a great service. Let's get on a call. I want to talk to you. Let's get on a call. Let's get on a call when people start showing interest. Because people vote with one, their time, and then two, more importantly, their money. And that's what really gauges the level of service market fit. How do you think you should price a TikTok agency? I mean, I would probably do the same pricing model that I have for Better AMS. Flat fee plus percentage of performance. I don't know about the bathroom kitchen remodeling business, but you just have to test the market. You shouldn't always do retainer plus ROAS. I mean, you gotta like don't think in a binary dualistic way. Everything in life is contextual. There is no you should always. Everything in life is contextual. You can't even tell me that like you should always work out. That's not the case. What if I have a crazy injury and I need to take time off? You know what I mean? So like people talk in binary dualistic ways, and it was a major breakthrough for me when I realized that everything's contextual. DFY custom systems and automations as a service to automate to agencies. I don't know. My initial thoughts are that's going to be pretty hard. Done for you custom systems and automations. I mean, I don't really know what you mean. Systems and automations is really vague. You got to be more specific. Like, service market fit, right? Like service offering, Amazon advertising. Market, sellers on Amazon, brands on Amazon that are doing at least 7 figures plus. Benefit of working with us will help you grow your brand faster, right? Yeah, so like here's like Zapier automations. Yeah, I mean like you could probably do that. That's the kind of thing where it's kind of like a consultancy, but you do DFY and you do well as like a freelancer on Upwork. Like I've worked with some freelancers on Upwork before who are like Zapier experts or automation experts. There's a lot of these people, you know. Um, you can do it 100%. You could pretty much do anything on this earth and make money. Automations, there's definitely a market for it, absolutely, but it is in a sense almost a commodity. And so if I was to go into that market, let's say I have a really strong passion for automation, IoT, Internet of Things, automations like Zapiers or whatever. Well, I'd probably just start talking about it a lot on YouTube, posting a ton of content, inbound marketing, and because I could help anybody with that skill set, not just agencies. It's too niche to say to save agencies X hours per week. Like, if you were gonna get this business through outbound marketing, great. Yeah, you would probably want to, in your cold email, specify to the person that you're reaching out to, like, hey, I see you're running an agency. We can save da 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 da. But that would be an uphill battle because I can find people on Upwork tomorrow, probably for way cheaper than whatever you would charge if you're a boutique agency that specializes in Zapier. So it's not the most valuable thing in the world, at least in my opinion. Like, but you can absolutely build a massive 7-figure, 8-figure business out of it. But like you would need to probably go down the road of inbound marketing. I would recommend if you're going to go down that road. Everybody needs to build a personal brand, man. Everybody, so that you can monetize whatever your skill set is, How much are you doing Q&As like this? I don't know. Like, whenever I feel like it, honestly, I don't have a time. Glad to hear you like them. Do you feel that for UGC, you should offer your service as organic TikTok or sponsored TikTok UGC content? Would it make more sense to upload the content for them or only provide the videos? Ingvar. Yeah, I mean, like, so you're asking a lot of questions that either way don't really matter. Like, in the sense that you can do either or. In my opinion, you should do whatever is easiest for the client. Like, you got to think the ideal service is one where as soon as the client pays, they get like double their money, right? This is the best business model on earth. So, okay, now keep that in mind. Now, keeping that in mind, what do you think you should do? Is it better if you upload the content for them? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Do you do the UGC or you have a team doing it for you? We don't. Our business doesn't do UGC. What's your go-to meta ads campaign setup? You referring to Facebook? I've never heard anybody say meta ads. That's funny. Sean, employee number 6. It's a great name. I have about 100 sales calls per month. Eugenio Silva, how we doing? Hope you're doing well, man. And 2 sales reps that manage the calls. I feel the training communications with them is all over the place. Any tips on managing and training a sales team? Yeah. Shadowing. It's probably the best thing I could tell you, Eugenio. This is the best training tip in general. Have them both sit next to you and listen to you do 100 calls. Record the whole thing, and that's your training. And the training is much better when it's in person, always, especially for sales calls, in my opinion. But yeah, you should get on with those reps for a month. I feel like sales is not my strength, though. Well, that's part of the problem of hiring for a skill set that you're not necessarily too strong in. So this is absolutely a skill that you should learn, in my opinion. You don't have to. I think it's an essential skill for any entrepreneur to have. I mean, it's sales. It's the most important skill. It's what makes or breaks the business. You know, it's the lifeblood. If you've done over 2,000, you should get sales. Like, you should be decent at least. If the team members are worse than you are, and you like by far, well then you should either fire them or give them better training by doing calls with them, or listening to their calls and giving them feedback. You know, so it's probably the only thing I could tell you, man. What should I do? Do it myself or have a team? Yes, Facebook and IG Meta is the new theme. Yeah. I know that Meta is the new name. It's just the way you said it was funny. We don't run Facebook ads right now, so couldn't tell you. I mean, it's been a long time since I've ran them. A CRO agency for Ecom. Would you consider a CRO agency for Ecom a blue ocean? Possibly. I mean, I think CRO in general is a pretty blue ocean. Like, CRO for any market is a pretty damn good blue ocean, in my opinion. How much to charge for lead gen? I have no idea to how much to charge for lead gen. It depends on for who and for what level of value you're providing. If you're ever wondering how much should I charge, I mean, like, kind of, there's a really good book. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find it here. Finding everybody the best book on pricing. Hold on. Well, I can't find it, but it's a damn good book, and pricing is a really important thing. But anyways, I've made some videos on the channel about pricing, so check those out too. At what point has it been tough to scale your agency? At some point, I'm sure churn equals out the new sales. Well, right now it's actually tough to scale our agency. Churn has equaled out the new sales, and actually in the last couple months has significantly brought down our revenue. So we were doing about 160. So let's see, January, February, March, April. Maybe it was around May, June, July, August, September, October. It was around June, July, August, somewhere in these months. We were scaling up to like 130, 140, 150. We hit about 164 and then 159. So we were around 160,000 a month for a couple months. And then we just got murked by churn, and then murked again. And last month, I think we did about 133. So we lost about 27,000 a month with the MRR. We just closed a deal for like $7,000 or $10,000 a month, and maybe we're going to close I think we closed actually a couple of deals in the last 7 days here, but churn is definitely impacting the agency. We did the math at the end of this quarter because we just entered Q4, and like, had we not lost all the clients we lost in the last 2-3 months, we would already be over $200,000 a month in revenue. So, whew, churn, man. Yeah, churn. It's a real thing. What do you do for clients then? Why do you lose clients? Well, our number one reason for losing clients is typically one, we didn't develop a deep enough relationship with them, or two, the market right now, it's very tough. Like, we're truly in a recession. Not only that, but um, just costs. I mean, this is part of a recession, but costs of everything are a lot higher, and so some people, clients, look at their expenses and they go, "Okay, we can get rid of this agency. $6,000 a month, 72,000 a year. Let's save that." So another reason is we don't offer enough services. Like, we're not hooked into their business enough. We're not sticky enough. So I'd say those are some of the big reasons. Geraldino, love that you're engaging so much, but the questions you're asking, just watch some of the videos on my YouTube channel and you'll know what a lot of these things are. I don't want to waste everybody else's time. Taylor, what do you think is the best way to scale an agency up to 100, 150,000 a month if my main service costs $2,000 a month? Do I need to increase my prices, or what do you feel is the best approach? If my main service costs $2,000 a month, Lorenzo, I'm not trying to be salesy or markety with you, but like, the question you're asking, how the best way to scale my agency up to 100, 150,000 a month or per month would be, my answer would be you should go to the description in any video on YouTube and book a call for like a free agency audit, and I'd be happy to help you. Because I'd have to ask you a lot more questions and better understand your business. Fortunately, if you're doing 20,000 a month, you probably have a really good shot at scaling to 100, 150. But like, typically when I go on a audit call with somebody to help build the pathway and understand the pathway of how they're going to get to that 100, 150,000 a month, I'm asking like 10, 15 questions, and that takes 10, 15 minutes to get through. And then I can go to them and confidently say like, "Hey, here's what I think you need to do. And if you want to go at this on your own, by all means. If you wanted to work with somebody and have my help along the way, I'm more than happy to do that as well." That's kind of my whole approach to agency Enlightened, is like, I want to give you so much value. I don't want to just do a call and like you walk away like, oh wow, I feel like that didn't fucking help me at all. I a lot of people, especially for selling courses or masterminds or anything, typically the salesperson will just their purpose is to close, not to provide value. So I don't know if I'm making a mistake in trying to provide value, but sorry, I can't really answer your question. Uh, that's a really good response. Lack of relationship and not being sticky enough. So true. Yeah. So if you don't do Facebook ads for clients, what do you offer them? We're an Amazon advertising agency. We also do Walmart advertising, programmatic advertising. I would love to make the jump into like Google, Facebook, TikTok. We're just like, we know that we can get to $250,000 to $500,000 a month just doing Amazon, Walmart, programmatic, maybe throw in Instacart. So maybe we're going to get into CRO. We'll see. Can I still rewatch the stream when it's finished? Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm considering the idea of working with you possibly one-on-one if you offer this sort of service. Yes, Lorenzo, I do. I mean, that's what Agency Enlightened is. It's a community of agency owners. The whole purpose of Agency Enlightened is to help you scale to 100,000 a month plus and build the business in a way where the business can run without you. There's a lot of people I know who, well, not a lot, but quite a few, and they have 7-figure businesses, but they would die if they died, and that sucks in my opinion. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of it's not a good position to be in. So yeah, that's the whole goal of Agency Enlightened. It's a 12-month commitment in the sense that we work together for 12 months. There's about 30 agency owners in the program, and what else can I tell you? Yeah, there's coaching calls twice a week. There's group coaching calls, but like the one-on-one element aspect is still there in the sense that I'm more than happy to hop on one-on-one calls as needed. And actually the beginning of the program comes with some one-on-one calls, but like I hop on one-on-one calls with people in Agency Enlightened all the time. Can I still rewatch? Yes, you can. By the way, are my questions going through? Sayam, yes, your questions are going through. Did I miss your question? Sorry, maybe. How long would you test product market fit? 100 DMs a day for a week? Yeah, it's a good question. I think if you do 2,000 outreaches, it's a good number. And if you get no calls booked, this is why I don't like to tell people this, because it's so contextual. If you do 2,000 outreaches and you got 2 calls, well, it could be service market fit just isn't there. It could also be that your outreach message sucked. It could also be that you don't have enough social proof. You're sending emails from a personal email address, not like a, purchased domain. There's a lot of different reasons, but like as just a general like quantity question, 2,000 at a minimum. At a minimum, 2,000. So, yeah. Because after like the first 500, you can start to say, okay, this performed decent or poor. I'm going to change this. And you could just change one variable. 500 is still not a lot. I would maybe do like 1,000 and then change a variable. But then again, it depends on the market. There's so many variables. That's why it's difficult to just give you guys a universal answer that applies to everybody in all markets and all service offerings. When you initially started out with your SMMA, were you balancing secondary education at the same time? If so, any tips on managing your time? I wasn't balancing secondary education. I actually just graduated high school. But what I was balancing was working full-time in construction for my dad. And that was more than full-time. It was probably 50, 60 hours a week. So it was harder than just secondary education. in my opinion. And I was very fortunate to find the market that I found. I don't want to like I can't tell you guys I was a genius and that I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was 19 years old and I stumbled into a blue ocean. Um, I had a mentor at the time, Sam Ovens, and he helped me with various different things. But picking my niche there was training in his program on niche picking, and so I certainly followed it. But I was very lucky in finding the niche that I found. So managing time, I mean, like, just fucking work your ass off. You just gotta believe that like you can do it. Work every waking hour. At least if you're 19, 18, like it, man, the energy that I had, holy shit. And it's not because of youth, right? Like the energy that you have at 18, 19, at least for me, was a lot of like fight or flight, right? Like it's like I need to make money. I'm broke. I can't live here forever. I need to like become independent. There's a lot of energy that comes out of that process of like finding independence. So, yeah. You ever thought you would make more money starting your own Amazon store? Yeah, thought about that actually. And I originally did try to start my own brand, but then I realized I don't have enough money. I had like 2-3 grand at the time, and it just felt like I was just bootstrapping so fucking hard that I was like, okay, let me start an agency and see if I can make some capital and then get this brand off the ground. And then the agency started scaling so fast and it was so profitable. I was like, man, this agency thing seems better. So, but like, Sean, honestly, I'm just like so happy that I am where I am. More money, like it does that question to me is just like, I don't even ask myself that because I'm so happy with how life is and I know that more money certainly wouldn't make me much happier. So I've reached a level of wealth where I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I don't need more, but I continue working a lot because I just love the process. Alex Hermosi said that the reason why people do consulting is because their original business got too hard. What are your thoughts on that? It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, like it's another binary dualistic thing. Like that's not always the case. You know what I mean? Could it be the case for a lot of people? Sure, absolutely, of course. Why not? But like, like I don't like that's definitely not true for everybody. So that's just my general thoughts. How many partners do you have to split to the profits with? We have two. I have two other partners now, and yeah, one of them became a partner a few years ago, and the second one became a partner maybe a year and a half ago. I think a year ago. It was probably a year and a half ago. Time's gone by pretty quick. Do you do all Amazon store or a specific niche? Any brand on Amazon? I'm 19. Worked over the summer. I realized working full time and trying something like SMMA is a lot harder. Having less baggage and trying this does seem less stressful than in 10 years time. Just started uni. Can't say it's going too well though, because I'm focusing all my time on this. Man, I would say drop out. Like, what? Why are you trying to do uni and this? Like, that's kind of the question I have for people. Is like when I graduated high school. Right after graduating high school, I went to Serbia, Belgrade, to play professional football, soccer. For those of you who are American, and my girlfriend at the time from Canada broke up with me, and so I was like heartbroken, and I went back home, and I was a little bit confused on what I should do in life. And so then part of me was like, well, I don't know if I want to go to university, but then I was like, maybe I should. I don't really know. And so then I went to upgrade my math because my math I wouldn't be able to get into like a decent university because I graduated with like the math class that's like a level below the average. There's like mathematics AP, and there's like normal math, and then there's like the math below that. Well, funny enough, my whole business is about mathematics and a lot of stuff to do with formulas and stuff. But anyways, I didn't have regular math, so I went to go upgrade, and then I went to the class for like, I think the second time I went to the class, I was like, "Fuck this! I am not going to university. What a waste of time. I do not resonate with this at all. I hate this." So I left and committed fully to building a business and just went all in on self education. So a lot of these books on the shelf aren't here from when I was 19 because I didn't bring my massive bookshelf with me when I was 19, but I just went to fucking town and started buying books and learning everything I possibly could about marketing online. That was like, I loved advertising, I loved marketing. That was my thing. I just started learning about marketing and I tested a lot of different things. But like, if someone's in university and they're also doing SMMA, I mean, I'm just like, why? It's typically because there's like an element of fear that comes with, well, what if SMMA doesn't work? I need a backup. Or like, well, at least if I can graduate uni, then, I'll have this degree. And it's like, oh, the fucking degree doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't really mean anything unless you want to be a doctor. If you want to be a doctor, then don't do SMA. It doesn't make any sense, If you know what you want to do, well, then do it and go all in. So that's my advice to like a 19-year-old version of self. Don't take that literally. Like if you have a job right now and you have a family and you're trying to do SMA on the side to make more income and you don't like your job, I'm not saying like quit your job and put your family in jeopardy. I'm saying just if you're 19, you're in school, like, and you don't need money because you can live at your parents' house. Quit school and go live at your parents' house. And if they won't let you live there because you quit school, well, then negotiate with them. First of all, try to negotiate. But second of all, like, just try to spend all your time building up the business to where you can make a bit of money and then sleep on your friend's couch or something. I don't know. Like at the end of the day, people should just focus on doing what they want to do. Go all in. I know that it's a tough thing because I remember being 18 thinking, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. And well, I'm pretty good at football. Like I could play professional football. And then wasn't sure what to do when I got back. So whatever it is that you feel called to do, I recommend you go all in. I just want to experience the uni life for a bit. I'm planning on dropping out since I hit 2 to 3K per month. Sweet. Congrats. Yeah. I also wish I kind of experienced university. Yeah, that would have been a cool experience. But at the same time, like, fuck, man, there's no part of me that wanted to go. So anyways, that's really cool. Congrats, man. Wish you the best. I hope to see you in agency birth. If you haven't already signed up for the waitlist, please do so. The waitlist for agency birth, by the way, if any of you are interested in agency birth, it's going to be either a free program or something that's around $99 a month and you can cancel anytime. I haven't really fully decided, but like it'll help you go from 0 to 10K a month. And the link to the wait list is in the description on like some of the more recent videos. So yeah, I feel like as a freelancer you can have 15 clients, 2,000 per month, make 30,000 a month. Does income increase as you scale? I'm really curious if I keep it more like a freelancer or scale it. Nick Hall, Nick Hall. What exactly is your question? Does income increase as you scale? When you say income, you mean like profit or what? Profit? Yeah, no, it doesn't. It decreases as you scale. Because, Nick, here's what happens, and this is a really interesting paradox. I was doing $35,000 a month with like basically 1 or 2 employees, and I considered myself an agency owner, but really at that time I was kind of a freelancer with like a helper. Or in the beginning when I was doing 20,000 a month by myself, I was a freelancer, but I consider myself an agency. But here's the thing. If you want to build a business that can run without you, think about it. You got to hire people, talented people that are going to cost you $7, $8, $9, $10, $12,000 a month, $15,000 a month. You know what I mean? So like, let's say you're doing 30,000 a month and your profit's 70% because you're paying yourself $9,000 a month. Let's say your profit's like 50%, 15 grand a month. Okay, cool. But if you die, the business dies. This is why I tell people they shouldn't be freelancers. Like it's kind of like I'm being dramatic here, but it's dumb in my opinion for the long term to continue to be a freelancer, because if you've read The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber, a fantastic book, I recommend everybody reads it. You're the technician who one day wakes up and says, I don't want to go to the shop anymore. I don't want to service these clients. But guess what? You didn't build a team to service the clients without you. So you're stuck and you've lost all motivation to hire somebody and train somebody and go through that process. So don't do that. You know, my dad kind of did that as well with his business. Like he did it for like 10, 20 years. I don't know how long it was, 10, 15 years. And he never hired anybody. He hired his sons and like his cousins, but never really trained them up to a level where they could run the fucking business without him. Okay. And because of that, now he can't sell the business. I mean, he can sell the assets, right? And make money on the assets of the business, or he could sell it for a little bit if someone is willing to buy it for a nominal fee. Like it wouldn't be that much if it was compared to if it was a business that had a leadership team, that had employees, that could run, by itself with minimal effort from the founder, and then you'd get a real multiple. So at what point would you hire someone? That's a great question. I think you should hire somebody as soon as. It's a tough question to answer. I mean, it's really contextual. I can't really tell you exactly, but I hired my first person at like $8,000 a month. I hired a virtual assistant for like $500 a month, $600 a month. Virtual assistant's a really easy one. Hire them immediately, in my opinion. Once you kind of have enough cash in the bank, or once you have the balls to hire somebody that's like 3, 4, 5, 6 grand a month, full-time salary, and you feel like you need the help because you're spending too much time in the business, ITB, because you don't have enough time to work on the business, OTB, that's when you need to hire somebody. When your ratio of ITB to OTB is too high ITB, that's when you need to hire somebody. Like if you're 90% ITB, meaning you're spending 90% of your time servicing clients because you're doing 30,000 a month and you don't have any more capacity to scale, well, that's when you fucking have to hire somebody, because it's like, holy shit, man, like how do you get to the next level? Well, you can't. You're maxed out. You're capped out, right? So like, I recommended people, they kind of maybe go to like 70% cap capacity, and then you go and hire somebody, right? And then once you train that person up, your capacity goes back to like 40%, 30%, or not like in the sense that, you have, when I say 40, 30, I mean in the sense that you have 60 to 70% of your time spending on the business. So yeah. We're coming up on 1 hour for this live stream, ladies and gents. We will go for another 5 minutes. What's a good realistic time goal on average to hit 10K a month if you do most things the right way? I'd say less than a year. It took me like 3 months, but that's, that's lucky in the sense that I got a good blue ocean. If you have a blue ocean, 3 months. Why not? What's your strategy for growth for better AMS? Pedro, that's a 30 to 60 minute video. If I really wanted to elaborate on it in depth, I love the question. I want to answer it. But become the thought leader in the industry. Become and maintain thought leadership in the industry. In a sense, that's our high-level growth strategy. Hardino, I think there are too many factors to be given time, depending on a lot of factors. Yeah. Uh, you're right. Would rather have 15K a month having a team. How much to pay a media buyer? I don't know. It depends on the media buyer's experience. What do you think is a good service for SaaS businesses? No idea. CRO is a good service. I'd recommend that. How much should I charge for email marketing? Is it a good service? Haroldinho, I love you, but your questions, man. Just watch more videos on the YouTube channel. um, I can't tell you how much to charge. And yeah, it's a great service, but like to who? What's the best advice you would give to a beginner? I don't mean to say this and be narcissistic, but just like watch my YouTube channel. It's what I wish I had when I was 19. All right, ladies and gents, I gotta fly. This is coming up on an hour, and it's 6 p.m. on a Saturday. Is car dealership Blue Ocean? Your questions, man. You're killing me. You're hilarious. Love you guys. This was great, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys. The channel has been growing a lot. Really stoked about that. Agency Birth, if you guys are keen to join, there's a link in the description. Actually, I'll send it right now in the chat. I'll send the link to Agency Birth for you guys right now in the chat. Here it is. There's 300 people, 274 people are on the wait list, which is really exciting. I'm hoping that we'll get up to like 500, 1,000. That's the link for Agency Birth. And yeah, dude, if there's anybody on here that's doing more than $10,000 a month, I'd recommend that you consider doing a free agency audit call. Pretty much every video that I post on YouTube in the description says a question like "ready for help," and you qualify for that phone call with me if you're doing over 10,000 a month. And it's a phone call where I'm doing my best to provide the most value for you on how you can scale your agency from where you are to a much higher level in a shorter time frame than whatever you're anticipating. Or maybe I'll give you a more realistic time frame. Sometimes people overshoot what they think is possible. So it's a fantastic call. I do my best to give so much value that you walk away from it feeling like, holy shit, that was amazing. And in doing that, hopefully you'll join Agency Enlightened. But even if you don't, and you then go on your journey of scaling your agency and you scale it faster and more successfully because of that call, well, then you're probably going to choose to work with me in the future anyway. So that's why I do those calls. All right, guys, love you. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next live stream, which I don't know when that'll be. Ciao, guys.